everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a deck profile for a newly revealed card, and that's going to be the brand new Gardevoir. Well, it actually revealed yesterday, but there was not a very clear scan of it. So now, with Silver Lance and Jet Black Poltergeist officially revealed, we have the actual scans for all the cards. So now I can do the deck profile for this Gardevoir. And this Gardevoir, the main thing that you're probably going to notice about this, oh yeah, Gardevoir is a stage 2. But that doesn't mean it is not playable. Even though a card is a stage 2 doesn't mean it's not playable because of a certain other card in the evolution line, which I will get to. But this new Gardevoir has the ability, I believe it's Arcana Shine. It's like a mini Intrepid Sword. Let's you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, attach any number of psychic energies you find there to your Pokemon, and then in any way that you like, and then put the other remaining card into your hand. So what this allows you to do is, let's just look at the top 2. Oh, there's 2 psychic energies. Attach them anywhere you want. Look at the top 2. Oh, there's a psychic energy and a quick ball. Okay, put the quick ball in your hand and have the psychic energy somewhere else. So it's like mini Intrepid Sword, but it doesn't end your turn, which is really, really cool. And this ability has synergy with its attack, which I believe is called Brainwave. For 3 colorless energy, we deal 60 damage, but it does 30 more damage for each psychic energy attached to the Gardevoir. So this means if we have 3 psychic energies, we're dealing a clean 150 damage, which is not bad. But if we have 4 psychic energies, we deal 180, and so on and so on. Which means if you have, like, I don't know, 9 to 10 energies, 9. If you have 9 energies, you can one-shot a VMAX, which is not very impressive, but usually this deck is going to be trying to go for 2 shots. Now, the thing that really helps us set this guy up, which is this Kirlia, which we will get to in the deck profile. So we're just going to start off. We actually only have 3 copies of the rolls. This is because the Kirlia helps us get our other Kirlias. It is a lot like the Watergood Klitz Frogadier. And if you guys remember that deck, I believe it got 2nd place in Worlds 2016. There was the Frogadier that lets you search your deck for up to 3 others Frogadier and put them on your bench. Now, obviously, Pokemon did not have as much HP, which means that Frogadier could potentially survive a turn. But nevertheless, this Kirlia is still going to be nice. So we have 3 copies of the Ralts and 4 copies of the Kirlia. So we're going to have a weird 3-4-4 line of this Gardevoir. And Kirlia is literally just a water duplicate Frogadier, but for Kirlia, for Psychic, you search your deck for up to 3 Kirlia and put them onto your bench. So this is what all you do is 2nd turn, you evolve into your Kirlia, attach your Psychic energy, and then use Mirage Step to search your deck for 3 other Kirlias, put on your bench. And those guys are all ready to set to evolve into 3 different Gardevoirs that can each use their abilities combined with the Ranger to load a whole bunch of energy into another Gardevoir that can then start attacking. So that is what we're going to go and try to accomplish with this deck. So you have the 4 Kirlia and 4 Gardevoir as well. Now we actually have one other attacker in the deck. That is going to be the new Gallade. We have 1 copy of this new Gallade, which for Psychic Energy, Faint, we do 60 damage and it goes through Resistance. Not particularly great. But we also have another attack for 2 colors, Energy Dynablade, which is a really cool attack name. We do 60 damage for each of our opponent's Pokemon be in play. So it means this guy can do a clean 180 if our opponent has 3 Pokemon be in play. Maybe they have their 15 EV Max, Gridtoon V, and Crobat V. Yeah, we're just gonna do a really nice clean 180 onto that 15 EV Max. If our opponent has a Crobat V and their main V Max, we can just boss up that Crobat V and use Dynablade to take a knockout on it. So, because of weakness, which is one of the really cool reasons to play this Gallade, is because you can hit for weakness with things like Eternatus. It's a little bit more of a reliable attacker in some of those matchups where it will be useful, things like Eternatus. But this card, I think it might be considerable be more copies of it post-rotation. Maybe you want to play 2 Gallade post-rotation, because things would be playing more copies of V Pokemon. It's a nice 2 energy attacker that is a little bit more reliable than this Gardevoir. It can actually be powered up with the Gardevoir. That's actually the main way we're powering up this Gallade, is using the Gardevoir. Because it has a different name than Gardevoir, it means that it can evolve from Kirlia, but we can also play for copies of the Gardevoir as well. Moving on, we have 2 copies of Primate Wisdom Oranguru. So we can set our top deck to the Psychic Energies, and we can guarantee ourselves a hit with Arcana Shine. We also have like Rotom Phones in the list that can also help us guarantee that, but Oranguru is going to be the main way you can do that. And we also have 1 copy of Dene as some draw. And yeah, that's going to be the Pokemon. Moving on to our supporters, we have probably my favorite count of supporters. We have the 4 Research, 3 Marnie, and 2 Boss supporter engine, I guess you could say. This is what I found to be useful in a whole lot of decks, is just the 4 Research, 3 Marnie, 2 Boss, the 4-3-2. I guess you can call it that because we have our aggressive supporter, we have a destruction supporter, and we have a gas supporter. So, and usually in order from what they're going to be the most important is, usually you're going to want to be aggressive before we be disruptive. So, yeah, we have no stages in this deck, so we're just going to move right on to our items. 4 quick balls. Obviously, we're going to want to get out things like our Ralts turn 1, so we can evolve at turn 2 into our Kirlia and use Mirage Step, but also get out things like our Oranguru and Dedenne for some draw. We have 3 copies of Pokemon Communication. Now, this is also something that I forgot to say about Oranguru, what it can be useful for. It can be used for putting those Kirlias on top of our deck and technically put them in the deck. Sometimes we research to try and dig for energy to use Mirage Step when we draw into a Kirlia, and we can't search our deck for the maximum amount of Kirlias. What we can do is we can either use Oranguru to put on top of the deck, or we can use Pokemon Communication to get a Gardevoir next turn and put the Kirlia back in the deck. So we have the maximum amount to use Mirage Step with. Mirage Step is our main way of getting out our Gardevoirs and our Gallade, which is why we're only playing 3 copies of Ralts. Moving on, we have 3 copies of Switch, because we're going to want to be able to move our Ralts in and out of the active and our Kirlia in and out. Just moving our Pokemon in and out of the active, specifically in the early turns of the game, we can get off that turn 2 Mirage Step, get our Gardevoir, and be very useful for it. So we play 3 copies of Switch as well as some Air Balloons later. Now, this might be kind of a surprise, and this surprised me actually, is that we actually played 3 copies of Ordinary Rod, and this is just because we want to be able to shuffle in our Kirlias. Usually, one of us is going to get knocked out without even turning into a Gardevoir yet, so having the option to put them back in the deck will be nice. Not only that, but we also, using Ordinary Rod, we can get energies back in the deck, and this is going to be extremely useful later on in the late game, because you can play maybe 2 Ordinary Rods in a turn, shuffle in 4 energies, maybe 2/3 of your deck is energies, so the chances of you hitting 2 energies to start to your Gardevoirs and do more damage with them is significantly higher. So, we have the 3 copies of Ordinary Rod, and we actually have 3 copies of EXP Share as well. Now, this isn't particularly useful in the early stages of the game. Usually, our Kirlia is going to be knocked out. The one that we use Mirage Step with is going to be knocked out, which means we won't have the chance to attach these EXP Shares to the Kirlia as we get out with the Mirage Step. They can be useful for helping boost our Gardevoir's damage output later in the game. And we have 2 copies of Evolution Incense to aid in Pokemon Communication for getting out our Gardevoirs as well. We also just have the 4 copies of Gardevoir, we have the raw 4 copies of Gardevoir, which can be very useful for getting out a lot of our Gardevoirs. Nonetheless, we have a lot of search outs for Gardevoir. We should be able to get them out most of the time. And we have 2 copies of Rotom Phone as well, which can also be used to help get out our Gardevoirs, or can help find supporters if our hand is dead drawing. And by with a Oranguru, can be use the search engine that Colossal uses. Colossal uses that like Rotom Phone, Oranguru search engine, but also we can just use this not only as a search engine, but also for stacking energies. Maybe we've already used our 1 Oranguru, we want to stack another energy for our second Arcana Shine. We have Rotom Phones in here for that. Then we have 2 copies of Air Balloon, once again for a little bit more mobility in addition to our switches. And our last item card is just 1 copy of Rare Candy, if we want to be able to get out our Gardevoirs without having to use a Mirage Step or just manually evolving. Usually those Mirage Steps, what we'll do is we'll use Mirage Step, and those 3 Gardevoirs usually last us so we can manually evolve into a 4th Gardevoir. But in case we can't, maybe we need a 5th Gardevoir. We have that 1 copy of Rare Candy. So just for that maybe a little bit chance that we have a Gardevoir and Rare Candy in our hand at the same time. And then we have quite a bit of Psychic Energy. And I just realized you guys can't actually see this. So I'm going to try and slide this over. There we go. Hopefully you can see that a bit better, because we have a lot of energies. We have a total of 14, not 14, is this? I think it's 13. 13 Psychic Energies. 13 Psychic Energies. I originally started out with 14. I found I was drawing the energies a lot. I actually didn't have the 3 copies of Marnie in here originally. That was kind of a dumb mistake. Obviously, I wasn't drawing. I was drawing dead hands a whole lot. I was drawing tons of energy. You can't usually rely on Gardevoir alone to draw your cards for the game. But that is the deck list. That is going to be the Gardevoir deck list. I think this deck is really, really cool. Pokemon's been coming out with a lot of really, really cool Pokemon Stage 2s lately. They have the Gengar, which I did the other day. They've been coming out with a lot of decent Stage 2 Pokemon that could be meta viable. So this deck is, obviously people really have their eye on this one because of this Kirlia. This card wasn't nearly as good until this Kirlia got revealed earlier today. So yeah, I'm just gonna end that off here. If you guys liked it, don't forget to leave a like. Oh yeah, and also, this deck is probably a lot better post-rotation just because Gallade is it's a better resource post-rotation. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to leave a like. And if you guys want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. We do a whole bunch of Pokemon trading card game, deck profiles, deck content, and just Pokemon TCG content in general. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.